3 signs someone secretly hates you. Friedrich Nietzsche. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling strangely uncomfortable, even though the other person was perfectly polite? They smiled, they complimented you, they acted friendly, and yet something felt wrong. You couldn't explain it logically. There was no direct insult, no obvious conflict, no visible hostility, but deep inside, your instincts whispered that something wasn't right. Most people assume that hatred is loud. They imagine anger, arguments, insults, and open confrontation. But real hostility rarely looks like that. The most dangerous people are often not the ones who openly oppose you. They are the ones who hide their resentment behind kindness, courtesy, and carefully controlled behavior. Friedrich Nietzsche understood this aspect of human psychology better than most. He believed that human beings often conceal their true emotions, not only from others, but even from themselves. A person may smile while feeling envy. They may offer advice while secretly wishing for your failure. They may call themselves your friend while quietly resenting everything you represent. Today, we will explore 3 powerful signs that someone secretly dislikes you, even if they pretend otherwise. And the third sign is often mistaken for genuine support, making it one of the most difficult forms of hidden hostility to recognize. Sign 1: your success makes them uncomfortable. Imagine that something wonderful happens in your life. You receive a promotion. You launch a business. You accomplish a goal you have worked toward for years. Naturally, you share the news with people around you. Most genuine friends react with happiness. Their excitement may not be perfect. They may feel a small amount of envy because they are human, but their happiness for you remains sincere. They celebrate your achievement because your success does not threaten their identity. A person who secretly dislikes you reacts differently. Their smile feels forced. Their congratulations sound mechanical. Their enthusiasm seems strangely absent. More importantly, they immediately begin minimizing what you achieve. They say things like, "You got lucky. It wasn't that difficult. Anyone could have done that." Let's see how long it lasts. Notice what happens. Instead of appreciating your effort, they redirect attention away from your accomplishment. Instead of acknowledging your growth, they reduce its significance. Nietzsche believed that many people struggle not because of another person's success, but because of what that success reveals about themselves. Success functions like a mirror. It reflects possibilities. It exposes unrealized potential. It reminds people of opportunities they ignore, risks they avoided, and goals they abandoned. For a psychologically mature person, this realization becomes motivation. For an insecure person, it becomes resentment, and resentment seeks relief. Rather than improving themselves, they attack the person who reminds them of their shortcomings. Your achievement becomes the problem, not because it harmed them, but because it revealed something they would rather avoid seeing. This is why some people become strangely distant when your life improves. The better you do, the colder they become. The more confident you become, the less enthusiastic they seem. Your growth creates discomfort because it forces them to confront their stagnation. And that discomfort often disguises itself as criticism. Sign 2: they constantly criticize you under the mask of honesty. One of the most deceptive forms of hostility comes disguised as truth. These individuals rarely insult you openly. Instead, they position themselves as brutally honest people. They frequently say, "I'm just telling you the truth. I'm only trying to help." Someone has to be honest with you. At first, this sounds admirable. After all, honest feedback is valuable. Constructive criticism helps us grow. Wise friends challenge us when necessary. But there is an important difference between constructive criticism and disguised contempt. Constructive criticism focuses on behavior. Contempt focuses on identity. A true friend says, "You made a mistake." A resentful person says, "You always mess things up." A true friend says, "This strategy didn't work." A resentful person says, "You're not capable." A true friend criticizes actions. A hostile person criticizes character. This distinction is crucial. One seeks improvement, the other seeks destruction. Nietzsche understood that some people use moral superiority as a weapon. By constantly pointing out flaws in others, they temporarily escape confronting their own imperfections. Their criticism creates an illusion of superiority. It allows them to feel powerful without actually becoming better. Pay attention to patterns. Do they acknowledge your strengths? Do they celebrate your progress? Do they offer solutions? Or do they only focus on weaknesses? Many secretly resentful people become experts at identifying flaws. They can spot every mistake, every imperfection, every weakness. Yet, they rarely recognize growth, effort, or achievement. Their words appear honest, but their intention is not improvement. Their intention is reduction. They want you to doubt yourself, because a confident person is difficult to control. A self-assured person is difficult to manipulate, and a person who believes in themselves reminds them of everything they fear becoming. When criticism consistently attacks who you are rather than what you did, pay attention. It may not be honesty. It may be hostility wearing a mask. Sign 3: they feel secretly relieved when you fail. This is perhaps the most revealing sign of all, and unfortunately, it is also the easiest to miss. When genuine friends see you struggling, they feel your pain. They may not always know how to help. They may not always have the right words, but your suffering never brings them comfort. Someone who secretly dislikes you experiences your difficulties differently. When things go wrong in your life, they suddenly become calmer, more relaxed, sometimes even more attentive. At first, this appears supportive, but beneath the surface, something else may be happening. Your failure reassures them. Your setback reduces the distance between you and them. Your struggles restore a balance they felt was lost. Nietzsche often discussed the hidden pleasure some people experience when witnessing the weakness of others. It is an uncomfortable truth. Most people never admit it, yet it exists. Consider the following situations. You lose an opportunity. They seem strangely unaffected. You fail at an important project. They quickly move on. You experience a setback. They show concern, but there is no genuine disappointment in their eyes. Sometimes they do not openly celebrate your failure. That would be too obvious. Instead, they become spectators, quiet observers. They watch, they wait, and deep down, they feel validated. Your fall confirms the narrative they secretly hoped was true, that you were not as capable as you seemed, that your success was temporary, that eventually you would return to their level. False friends often feel comfort when others struggle, because comparison fuels their self-worth. Your pain becomes evidence that they are not falling behind. True friends operate differently. Your success inspires them. Your achievements motivate them. Your growth encourages them to improve themselves. But resentful people find comfort in your decline, not because they hate you openly, but because your failure protects their ego. And that is one of the clearest signs of hidden hostility. Nietzsche's greatest lesson about human relationships. Nietzsche invites us to confront a difficult reality. Not everyone wants the best for you. This may sound cynical, but understanding it can protect your peace. Some people enjoy the version of you that feels uncertain, the version that doubts itself, the version that stays small, because that version makes them feel comfortable. As long as you remain limited, they never have to question their own limitations. as long as you remain insecure. They never have to confront their own fears, as long as you remain dependent. They never have to examine their own weaknesses. But once you begin to grow, everything changes. The moment you gain confidence, the moment you become independent, the moment you stop seeking approval, the moment you begin creating the life you truly want, their hidden emotions start revealing themselves, not through dramatic confrontations, not through obvious attacks, through subtle patterns, a lack of excitement when you succeed, persistent criticism disguised as honesty, unexpected comfort when you fail. These behaviors may appear insignificant individually, but together they reveal a deeper truth. Some people are attached to your limitations, not your potential, the final wisdom. One of the greatest mistakes people make is assuming everyone who smiles is a friend. Life is more complicated than that. Human beings are complex. Some admire and resent you simultaneously. Some support you publicly while criticizing you privately. Some enjoy your company, but secretly compete with you. This does not mean you should become paranoid. It does not mean you should distrust everyone. But it does mean you should observe carefully, listen less to words, pay more attention to patterns, observe reactions, observe behavior, observe consistency, because people eventually reveal themselves. Nietzsche believed that wisdom begins when we stop judging reality according to what we wish were true and start seeing it as it actually is. The strongest people are not those who never encounter hostility. The strongest people are those who recognize it clearly and continue moving forward anyway. Remember this. Your real friends celebrate your victories. They encourage your growth. They stand beside you during your struggles. And most importantly, they never need your failure to feel successful themselves. Those are the people worth keeping close. Everyone else is simply teaching you another lesson about human nature.